Wack 100 has just spoken out about 50 Cent, exposing Big Meech's alleged snitching, and while he didn't take sides, his message was loud and clear. Money is the root of all evil. Wack made it known that he's not here to judge whether Meech actually snitched or if 50 was right for putting it out there. But what really bothers him is the motive behind it. He called out 50 for doing it purely for financial gain, using a man's downfall to generate buzz and money rather than letting the truth speak for itself. This response has sparked major debates, with many agreeing that in today's world, loyalty and integrity take a back seat to the almighty dollar. The situation between 50 Cent and Big Meech was already a ticking time bomb, but now, with Wack 100 weighing in, it has turned into an even bigger controversy. 50 Cent has never been one to hold back when it comes to calling people out, but this time, his target wasn't just another rapper. It was one of the most respected figures in the streets. By exposing private messages that allegedly proved Big Meech cooperated with law enforcement to get out of prison early, 50 set the internet on fire. But instead of just focusing on whether or not Meech snitched, Wack 100 is taking a different approach. In a recent discussion, Wack addressed the situation without outright defending either side. He acknowledged that the streets have their own code, and what Meech allegedly did would be considered a violation by many. However, he also pointed out that 50 Cent's decision to expose the messages wasn't about justice, truth, or setting the record straight. It was all about money. At the end of the day, 50 ain't doing this 'cause he care about the streets, Wack said. He doing this 'cause controversy sells. It's about views, clicks, attention, and ultimately money. That's the real game being played here. Wack's words cut deep because they highlight a harsh reality. Nowadays, exposure isn't always about right or wrong. It's about who can profit the most. 50 Cent has made a career out of stirring the pot, from his legendary rap beefs to his relentless trolling on social media. But this situation feels different because it's not just about music or industry drama. It's about a man's reputation, his freedom, and the legacy of an entire movement. Wack 100 is no stranger to controversy himself, and he understands how the game works better than most. He knows that people will do whatever it takes to stay relevant, especially in a world where attention equals money. But even with that understanding, he couldn't help but feel disappointed by how far things have gone. What happened to principles? Wack questioned, what happened to handling things behind closed doors? If Meech did what they say he did, that's between him and the people it affected. But turning it into a spectacle just to make some money? That's the part that's sick. His words have struck a chord with many, especially those who still believe in street loyalty and codes of conduct. While some feel that 50 Cent was justified in exposing Meech, others are now questioning his motives. Did he really just want to expose the truth, or was this just another business move? One thing Wack 100 made clear is that this situation is much bigger than just two men. He pointed out that this kind of public exposure doesn't just affect Meech and 50. It affects everyone who has ever been tied to BMF, everyone who believed in what that organization stood for, and even the younger generation watching all of this unfold. Kids out here looking up to these dudes, Wack said. They watching this and learning that money trumps everything. That clout and exposure mean more than loyalty. That's a dangerous lesson to be teaching. He also brought up a bigger point about how the internet has changed the way people handle their business. Back in the day, things like this would have been handled in private between the people directly involved. But now, with social media, everything is about public humiliation and making a spectacle out of other people's mistakes. Before the internet, this kind of thing would have been handled in the streets, face to face, Wack explained. Now, it's all about who can put out the most damaging info first, who can make the biggest wave. It ain't about respect no more. It's about clicks and engagement. Wack 100 didn't completely absolve Big Meech either. He acknowledged that if the messages are real, then Meech has some serious explaining to do. But he also made it clear that there's a way to handle things, and what 50 Cent did wasn't about holding someone accountable. It was about making headlines. The conversation has now shifted beyond just whether Meech snitched or not. It's about the deeper issue of how money and social media have corrupted the very codes that once ruled the streets. In Wack's eyes, this whole situation is proof that we're living in a time where money dictates everything. Money changes people, Wack said. It makes folks do things they never would have done before. And when you add fame into the mix, it's a wrap. 50 ain't exposing Meech cause he care about justice. He doing it cause it benefits him. Fans and industry insiders are now divided. Some believe that Wack 100 is just trying to downplay the fact that Big Meech got exposed, while others agree that 50's motives seem questionable. But one thing is certain, this conversation isn't going away anytime soon. And what about Big Meech? Will he break his silence and address the allegations,